I'm gonna take all your questions, and I see there is a ton of different questions. There is a question, and the question is, if the customer asks for different words but meaning the same thing, will AI reply? Yeah, definitely. AI really understand what the conversation is about. We really trained Hugo to really understand what the conversation is about and what the customer needs. And if the AI is 100% sure it's the correct answer, it's gonna answer. So do we still need to pay prepaid credits if we have a subscription? Well, no. With Crisp, if you have a Crisp mini plan, Crisp Essentials plan, Crisp Plus plan, there are built-in credits. So you don't have to pay for the free credits. It's included in part of the Crisp subscription. There is no extra fee. It's included. We pay. And by the way, Hugo is included now in every paid plan. What model would we suggest? So by default, you can keep the auto model, which is OpenAI, GPT-5, 5.1 exactly. Most models are quite similar. Anthropic models, so Claude, are quite good, just are a bit slower sometimes and can be a little bit more expensive. But in the end, Claude and OpenAI models work the best. But what we wanted to do is just to give you the opportunity to select your model. We know that some teams prefer OpenAI, others prefer Claude. We don't have any opinion on that. Just use what works for you and what you like. You can easily switch between AI models. And it's why Hugo is credit-based now. If we want the AI to be smart, at some point we have to use external models and we have to pay for it. It's like this. It's the reality. But yeah, we just pay for a part at Crisp. We do our best job, so it's not expensive, and Hugo is really one of the cheapest AI agents out there. It saves a numerous amount of time for a team like Crisp. It saves around 70 man hours a week at least. It's between 70 and 90 hours a week just for our team. It's really doing a good job. Julien is asking, is Hugo working with email? Yes, it works with email in a bit different way, but Hugo works with any Crisp channel. WhatsApp, chat, it works, yeah, with anything. One more thing as well is with email, if there is, let's say, an email that is not requiring any input, let's say a notification, Hugo can understand that and move that to your inbox because Hugo doesn't need to be involved in such email. Is the cost varying with selected LLMs? Yes, quite a bit, but it's not that expensive. So I'm going to show you all the documentation for Hugo. We have an help center at Crisp that you may be familiar about, which is help.crisp.chat. So help.crisp.chat. You can go as well from Crisp website. And there is this Hugo AI agent and chatbot. And there is a ton of different information out there explaining you how to migrate, how to train it, how to integrate that. Our team did really a good job doing this content. So is it possible to activate Hugo together with chatbot? Well, if you activate Hugo from AI agent, we convert your chatbot to Hugo workflows. As soon as it's enabled, Hugo won't answer by default. We're gonna be still maybe MagicReply, maybe your workflows. It works like before. We've been doing a compatibility system mode. It works like before. You need a manual click in activation to start having Hugo with conversations. And one more thing as well, I'm going to show you that right now. You can combine Hugo with workflows as well. It's quite cool. In AI agent, here I'm going to go back to my workflow builder. That must be here. Yeah, here. There is a new block system named Answer with Hugo. It's replacing the MagicReply block. So you still have AI action, so you still have MagicReply. It just has been renamed as Legacy. But now you have this agent block, you drop it, and boom, Hugo does the job. And you see that there is no follow-up block here because Hugo gonna do escalation, follow-up messages automatically. You don't need to program stuff here anymore. So you really have now with Hugo only to manually program workflows really for specific cases. If, for instance, you want to enable Hugo only for specific channels, well, you can. You can select your different channels. You can program your office hours, and it understands very well. There is a nice question from Jerome. And Jerome is asking, is Hugo can learn from previous crisp conversations? And the answer is not really. And I'm gonna explain why. AIs nowadays are very good, but still, if we give Hugo the possibility to read conversations, there is a tiny bit of chance, maybe 1%, that the AI could read others people's conversations. And we want to mitigate any security risk. So for that, we don't allow this. There is no built-in filter for that. But what we've done, there is with Hugo a new copilot, and we've replaced the existing copilot with the Hugo copilot, and you can also prompt stuff here. Tell customer that credits are included in all crisp paid plans. I click here, and boom. And since I manually answered, it lands now in the main inbox. And soon here from the copilot, we're gonna give the copilot a way to read and search existing conversations, but only the copilot will have access to this. It's a security system, just because we don't want the user-facing agent to be able to leak any sensitive data. One more thing as well is we're gonna have soon a new section here, which is gonna be called the monitor section. And every week you're gonna have insights. So Hugo gonna read conversations from your team and gonna suggest to update your knowledge base articles and question and answers. So for instance, you're gonna be able to read your messages, your predefined messages, and suggest here to add some text. And you're gonna do that automatically, and you're gonna have to just manually approve or reject. Quite simple. So I saw a few questions about, can we use our own Gemini OpenAI key to Hugo? The answer is no, and there are a few reasons for that. First reason is Hugo needs just having ChatGPT or Gemini and connecting it to the Crisp widget. It will give a ton of hallucinations, because Hugo, we've trained built-in models with Hugo that works with Gemini, with OpenAI, with Claude. For that reason, it wouldn't be possible to bring your own key. And in my honest feedback, that would be a bad idea. Most teams think they're gonna save cost doing that. In fact, it's gonna cost you more because at Crisp we have volume pricing. At Crisp as well, we have compression systems to reduce costs. So that would cost you definitely more. A good question related to Kevin in terms of GDPR. The Hugo private LLM mitigates this, definitely, especially for EU customers, and you can also opt for Mistral if you're based in France, and Mistral works quite good. It works very well as well. Can we use the API for the AI agent? So with Hugo, you can use the existing Crisp APIs. It works the same, very, very much the same. And there is this integration system with MCP servers, allowing you to integrate with your system. I see a few questions related to the automated inbox and crisp inbox. Let me show you and repeat a bit. New conversations handled by the automated, handled by Hugo, gonna land here. You see here, the user just asks, hi. We don't need to put this conversation in the main inbox. Just the customer is saying hi without anything else. So here, Hugo does the job. And if at some point the customer is reaching back, it's gonna try to answer, and if no answer, boom, it moves back to main inbox. Can we train Hugo with customer care procedures? If you have existing procedures for your team, what I would recommend is doing instructions. Instructions are pretty much like a post-it. Here, the training is more like the book, the documentation here, and here, the instructions, it's more when you hire an intern in your team and you ask your intern to do stuff or to avoid stuff. So for instance, you go webinar. We just done a webinar about Hugo on live storm. If users request for a replay, give the link, and yeah, we're gonna definitely share the link, and Hugo gonna give recordings right after the show. Just prompt. If you're used to using ChatGPT or other chat providers, well, just prompt it. It's gonna understand very well, for sure. Can Hugo handle multi-step question and answers? Yes, it handles very well. So with workflows before, you had to manually program if user asks A, then B, then C, then D. Hugo does that automatically, and user can ask C and then A and B, and Hugo really understands that, and it's a logical flow. It's conversational. You can just ask Hugo anything, and it understands. In terms of main difference with MagicReply and Hugo, we've rebuilt everything. So it's like comparing a ChatGPT from 3 years ago and a modern one. It really understands, and since we are using that at Crisp, it really changed the way we do support. It reduced the amount of pressure and stress on the team, especially for an event like that. You've been a lot of users sending questions as well to support, to Crisp support. Hugo did a very good job. In terms of spam, I saw spam, people complaining about spam. Starting Crisp Plus plan, there is an automated system that stops spam. And what you can do as well is just prompting Hugo to avoid like specific patterns. And for that, you just route to a workflow. Hugo gonna understand the spam, route to a workflow, and block. About Hugo credits being counted in Playground, yes, it's counting in the Playground, but again, those are free credits, so it's not a big deal.